Welcome to the UAGC Research Symposium. I'm presenting today on my proposed research for the positive effects of mindset training for high school girls basketball players. My name is Lauren DeLong. I live in York, Maine, and I received my BA in psychology from Dartmouth College and my MBA in entrepreneurship from Babson College. I'm currently a doctoral student at UAGC, focused on sport and performance psychology. And I'm the owner of York Nordic and Smart Crutch USA. Both York Nordic and Smart Crutch are brands that enable our customers to get outside and enjoy a healthy, happy lifestyle, whether they're hiking in Patagonia or disabled and powering through a marathon in South Africa. High school sports recruiting is a huge business right now. There's a tremendous amount of pressure that student athletes are feeling. That pressure is coming from their parents. You see these crazy parents on the sidelines cheering for the kids. The pressure is coming from the coaches that are trying to win state championships. And the pressure is also coming from the student athletes themselves. This pressure is starting at an earlier and earlier age, which is quite frightening. And the goal ultimately is to earn a free ride or a scholarship for athletics to college. So what are student athletes supposed to feel? Well, the intent of sport is really to enjoy a healthy and happy lifestyle. So once you're done in the classroom, get out there on the court, reduce stress, and just enjoy sport for what it is. Get to know other girls in your sport, enjoy the competition against other schools, and have a diverse environment where you can really enjoy the battle and get to know other girls and just be healthy and happy for the joy of sport. What is mindset training? Well, it's training for athletes so that they can control their mind and their body in order to achieve peak performance, both on the court and also in the classroom. So Kabat-Zinn defined mindfulness as paying attention on purpose in the moment in a kind and curious way. And there's a lot of research showing how biofeedback and neurofeedback training helps Olympic athletes become more self-aware, relaxed, focused, and less distracted. And it teaches athletes how to self-regulate their own heart rate and the speed with which they recover. The better athletes can control their bodies and minds, the better prepared they're going to be to succeed in sport. And more importantly, in life in general, just to be a healthy, happy person after they're no longer playing professional sports. So what does deep breathing do? Well, it delivers a lot of oxygen to the body. And in doing so, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system. So it sends a signal to your brain that you're safe, and calmness is the result. So blood pressure and heart rate lower when you're breathing deeply, and your anxiety and stress decrease. So it also engages the vagus nerve, which triggers a decrease in the cortisol hormone levels in the blood. So deep breathing and mindfulness practice really leads to flow or being in the zone. And mindfulness training is really geared towards getting to that goal, getting to that flow state in order to succeed on the field and also in the classroom. So this chart on the right shows that when you're achieving flow and you're in the zone, it's really this perfect zone right here in the middle where challenge and skill are balanced. So the more challenging the sport event, in other words, you're a professional athlete or you're a really high achieving high school athlete, the challenge is very high and also your skill is very high. And when that is balanced and your anxiety levels are in check and you're certainly not bored, you're achieving this flow in the middle where you're in the zone. And that's really the goal. And mindset training is going to better position you as an athlete to achieve that. What does mindset training look like? Well, on the left, we have an example of a professional women's basketball player, Nika Ogwumike, and you can tell that she's in the zone. She's extremely focused. You look at her eyes, she's looking at the rim despite everything else going on around her. She has that calm look about her. She's definitely in the zone. On the right, we have the example of Kobe Bryant, who was one of the best basketball players in the history of the sport. And he was coached by Phil Jackson, who was known for his mindset training that he provided to the team and lots of championships later, etc. I'm going to show you an example of Kobe Bryant not being distracted despite Chris Rock's shenanigans on the side.
You take a look, Chris Rock sitting right next to Kobe Bryant, shooting the breeze, funniest man in the world, telling jokes, and take a look at Kobe Bryant.
Look at Kobe.
I don't even hear you. I'm on a mission.
So professional athletes like Kobe Bryant, Novak Djokovic, these athletes have mindset training. They have access to sports psychologists that travel with them and train them on a daily basis. My proposed research is targeting high school girls in basketball who don't have access to mindset training, aren't going to the elite athletic academies that cost $100,000 a year. So how do you tap into and provide mindset training to high school girls that don't have access to the mindset training that the professional athletes have? What does that look like? My proposed mindset training and research is a four-prong approach. The first prong would be to leverage an app called Headspace, and it's easily downloadable on smartphones, and it provides training not only in general mindfulness and meditation, but it also has a lot of mini courses specific to sports training and sports psychology. The second prong of my proposed mindset training would be to use Muse, a really neat product, again, on your smartphone. And there's a headband that you wear, and it allows you to measure your brain waves. And through biofeedback and neurofeedback, you get a sense for how your brain waves are being controlled. And are you able to achieve an active state, a neutral state, or a calm state? So the goal is to be as calm as possible. And you hear little birds when you achieve that calmness, and it tracks the number of recoveries you have. And it's an excellent way for you to learn how to control your brain by your breathing and your thought patterns. And it's an excellent way for athletes and high school athletes to learn how to control their mind and their body. And that helps them ultimately when they're playing sports or when they're taking exams in the classroom. The third prong in my proposed mindset training and research would be to leverage Zoom on a monthly basis so that you can get that one-to-one feel, but in a group environment. And it's a way to check in with everybody, learn what pitfalls they might be hitting in their mindset training, using the apps that we mentioned, both Headspace as well as Muse, and just allow everybody to connect and learn from one another. The fourth prong in my proposed mindset training and research is assessment. And assessment is critical not only at the beginning and the end of research, but also throughout. And the Warwick-Edinburgh Mental Well-Being Scale is a great way to get a sense for the general well-being of those in your study. If we look at all four prongs of my proposed mindset training and research, we'll see that assessment is a very critical part, and it's integrated throughout this research. And more importantly, the assessment is helpful for other researchers in the future who might want to expand on the research that I'm proposing. There are three main goals of my proposed mindset training and research. Number one, we're trying to improve performance not only in basketball for high school girls in terms of the stats on the court, but we're also looking to improve their performance in the classroom measured via their GPA. And the overarching theme is to decrease stress in general and encourage a happy, healthy high school experience, college experience, and beyond. Thank you for this opportunity, and please reach out with any feedback or questions.